Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Second and 10 video. We are doing a tribute video because there's a massive tragedy that has happened today, June the 3rd, 2025. As you can see, we lost Jim Marshall, who was a defensive end in the NFL for 20 seasons, primarily with the Vikings, part of the Purple People Eaters on defense with Larson, Aller, and Page. So Marshall actually has the NFL record for most opponents' fumbles recovered with 29, including the wrong way run, which he's been humiliated for. He still owns the record for most consecutive starts and games played by a defensive player. So he was born in Boyle County, Kentucky. He went to Ohio State for a couple years. You know, he only played 2 seasons. Back then, before 1970, freshmen were not allowed to play on the varsity team. So, of course, he actually was a track star at Ohio State. Ohio State were 9-1 and actually ranked first by the UPI and football writers, but second in the AP to Auburn. He played in the 1958 Rose Bowl, in which Ohio State beat Oregon. And then the 58 team was a little less impressive, but he still had a few key plays. He was inducted to the Ohio State Hall of Fame in 1978. He would have been a senior and stayed with Ohio State, but because of financial reasons, he went to the CFL and joined the Saskatchewan Roughriders. He actually played the defensive line. And then Saskatchewan traded him to Cleveland in a rare NFL CFL transaction, being swapped by Bob Patasek. Jim Marshall actually did have a signing thing in the fourth round of the 1960 NFL draft and signed him. So he went to Cleveland and all that. That was amazing how the CFL and NFL actually were competitors and could make trades. I mean, another massive trade was 1963 when the BC Lions traded Joe Kapp, their quarterback, to the Minnesota Vikings for some Canadian, Jim Young, I think it was, and that could happen. Anyway, in the NFL, he played the 1960 season with the Browns, but he contracted encephalitis during military training before the 1961 season and was put in an induced coma to save his life. Cleveland decided, screw it, we're going to trade him. So they traded him alongside 5 other players to the Minnesota Vikings, who were playing the 1961 season as an expansion team in the NFL in exchange for 2 draft picks in the 62 NFL draft. The joke was on Cleveland, as he would play from 1961 to 1979 with the Vikings exclusively and had 282 consecutive games played, surpassed by a punter. Like, that doesn't fucking count. I mean, the Brett Favre record does count because quarterback's a tough position and you last like 5 years on average. He went to 2 Pro Bowls, recovered 30 fumbles, an NFL record, part of the Purple People Eaters of himself, Alan Page, Gary Larson, and Carl Eller, and was the last player from Minnesota's initial expansion team in 1961 to retire. He put up 127 sacks, second to Carl Eller. It was amazing and all that. One of 11 players to play in every Viking Super Bowl appearance in the 1970s, which was crap. And we will have two of the teams playing for them. Anyway, he resided in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. He was married twice. Anyway, he was involved in the financial services industry, real estate, and insurance, and died at the age of 87. He was part of the Ring of Honor. He was uh, the problem with Jim Marshall is that he should be in the Hall of Fame, which he's not. In 2008, the NFL Network, when they did the top 10 players not in the Hall of Fame, they put him second behind Jerry Kramer. Kramer would be inducted in 2018, and basically Jim Marshall is the greatest player so far who has not been to the Hall of Fame. That's kind of stupid, don't you think? Is it because the wrong way run happens? Well, nevertheless, he played against the Niners in 1964. Myra threw the ball for San Francisco to Billy Kilmer, who fumbled the ball, and then Jim Marshall picked it up, but in his haste, he forgot which way he was going. All that. He ran a touch. He seemed to have a touchdown, but San Francisco lineman Bruce Bosley said, "Thanks for the 2 points. Trent Tarkenton also told him what he had done and all that. So, fortunately, though, the Vikings did win that game 27-22 thanks to a forced fumble by Jim Marshall. So, this is his NFL records as of right now. He has had the most seasons played by a defensive player, 20. Most complete seasons by a defensive player, 20. Most consecutive plays by a defensive player, 289. Most consecutive regular season games by a defensive player, 282. Most consecutive game starts by a defensive player, 277. Most consecutive regular season starts by a defensive player, and also with one team with 270. Brett Favre didn't do that. Most fumbles recoveries, 29. So, yeah, dude, like he was an icon. So it's the 69 team against the 74 team. I would like to see Jim Marshall for both teams. Like the 1970 squad, because that was the first Super Bowl team he played on, and the 75 squad, which was his third. And they both have different quarterbacks because Minnesota will have Joe Kapp, the road team, and the home team will have Fred Tarkenton. So let's play. The 69 squad favored by 7. Dave Osborne, Bill Brown, Jim Lash, John Gilliam, and King's Rider will try to catch the offensive line for the 74th squad. Ron Yeri, Andy Mauer, Rick Tingelhoff. No, White, he's out. Says Alderman and Charlie Goodwin. 69 Vikings on defense. Defensive line of Jim Marshall, Alan Page, Gary Larson, and Carl Eller. Wally Hilgenberg, Roy Winston, Ronnie Warwick, your linebackers, DBs, Bobby Bryant, Paul Krause, Carl Corus, and first place.
First down.
Cap before we see a Beller quarterback for the 69 Vikings. People got that. Like, first one, Super Bowl, it was not target, it was Cap. Dave Osborne, we will run the ball. Gene Washington, Bob Creighton, John Beasley will catch the ball. Offensive line, Grader Alderman, Jerome Furlow, Rick Tinkelhoff, Nate Sons, and Davis. Defensive line, Carl Eller, Alan Page, Doug Sutherland, and Jim Marshall. Linebackers, Roy Winston, John Seaman, and Roy Hilgenberg, Jackie Wallace, Jeff Wright, Paul Krause, and Nate Wright for your defense. Despite Garrett Larson, and then
Flag on the play. False start. Offense.
That's what you do.
Flag on the play. Illegal use of hands. Offense. Flag on the play. Offsides. Offense. First down. First down. First down. This is good.
After points are scored, we're going to go with the red zone. They have 3-0, so we need 69 spots up to 11.
This is good.
I just picked 3 points. Was picked up by Cole Kraus.
First down. First down.
Well, it's picked up by Jeff White, so it's in first down. There's Jim Marshall.
Touchdown. Vikings. That's good.
Jerseys are different. If you look at it, it's just a nice vibe. That's stripes like by the sleeves. 2 yards. 33, so 2.
First down.
First down. I really pushed it. Target takes a chance.
Timeout defense.
So 60-19, like just doesn't. Yards, 3 interceptions. 4 interceptions. Perkins 12 for 21, 10, but he's not 3 interceptions. Brown for the touchdown for the 69 squad, 400 for the 74 squad. You got the defense. Kraus, Warwick, and Bryant for the 69 squad. Wright, Kraus, and Hilgenberg for the 74 squad. Marshall, 1 tackle for the 74 squad. The 69 team, 1 tackle, 2. Not boring. like the red zone thing too, because now you can actually, you don't have to have every touchdown. I can just improve. First down, boys.
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Vikings. Kick is good.
So the red zone, first quarter, 17-17. Market didn't. Second one.
First down.
First down on the score. First down on the tackles and the left. Marshall gets him for the thanks. That's what third minute.
The kick is good.
First down. First down.
Flag on the play.
Pass interference. Defense. First down.
Flag on the play.
Personal foul. Defense.
Touchdown. Vikings. Flag on the play.
Clipping. Receiving team. Timeout. Defense. Timeout. Defense. Yeah, they still lost the game. Only 6 turnovers, and none after the first half. The 69 Vikings got no sack, got sacked no times. The 74 Vikings got sacked 4 times. Box score 24-20. The touchdown that missed was Jones's 64-yard run. Came out of freaking nowhere. Cap 4 for 16, 49 yards, 3 receptions, but they still won the game because of 3 running touchdowns. Parkinson 23 from 36 and 85, 3 touchdowns. They had 2 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, I think those were the only touchdowns, right? Yes. No touchdowns were scored other than running the ball. Defensively for the 69 squad, Marshall with 2 tackles, 1 assist. And for the 74th squad, Marshall, 2 tackles, but that's it. So nothing special. But hey, 69 Vikings. And hey, Vikings fans, at least you got to see 2 historical Vikings teams go toe to toe, baby. So that's all I've got for this game. And rest in peace, Jim Marshall. I'm Jet Diamond. Adieu.